Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you like the channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. And if you want to submit to be on the show, take a look at the information in the description.
This is from Bay 101. It's the 235 D stack where Strato is mandatory or semi-mandatory.
235 deep stack, right? At Bay 101? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I was on the Strato for 10, and I cover the main villain here. Effective stack is about 2,100. Just a little bit of background. I've been the biggest loser at the table, essentially calling down some I guess, river bets, and also made some bluffs that failed.
Let me ask you a quick question. Let me ask you a quick question. Oh, this is at Bay. I was going to say, isn't this game called the Big Stack now? But this is Bay, right? Not Matrix.
Yeah, this is at Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, I play mainly at the Bay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 4 blinds, and you put the straddle, and then sometimes is it sometimes straddle, or is it always playing straddle? This one.
I mean, like, it's unless there's like a huge fish, usually like I've seen like an older lady that comes in and then she's, obviously a fish, she refuses, but we let her play because she's so bad. Then it's okay, but at virtually everyone else, you're kind of socially ostracized if you don't put in the 10. Yeah.
All right, so it's playing mostly straddle every single hand, right?
Literally 99.9.
Okay, all right, so it's effectively almost like a 5-10 game. Because I just,
yeah,
I just want to get into that background because I think it differs the game when somebody's occasionally straddling, whereas it's always a straddle. So 2, 3, 5, 10, 2,100 effective. You're in the straddle, okay?
Yeah, and okay, so basically it folds to the cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
The cutoff raises to 35, which is fairly standard raise for this game.
Yeah.
Folds, button folds, everyone folds. I'm in the straddle, and I flat with ace king offsuits. The way I typically play with ace king in this type of situation is I kind of like what you say. I sort of play it kind of like set mining almost, because if I raise it, I see most of my biggest value with ace king in these heads up situation is just, out kicking someone if they flop an ace or king, and if I, 3-bet, I think they will, be aware of that, and they aren't willing to play big pots.
Okay, so a couple things on that. So I think it's viable to flat with hands maybe even as strong as queens and ace king heads up in the big blind versus an early position raiser. I think that when you're talking about a cutoff open, you're probably giving away too much value by not 3-betting ace king, because think about like the hands that he's going to defend with in position. And then of course, if there's a call in between, it becomes a mandatory 3-bet, right? So that's my take. That's my take on pre-flop. I would 3-bet here against the cutoff. And then what you said post-flop, though, is kind of interesting too, right? So, I used to be an advocate of sometimes flatting with ace king, ace queen in these types of scenarios too. What you were saying has it definitely is viable, but you have to know how to play it post. Like, if you're going to flat ace king on the occasion and in the occasional configuration where you 3-bet it off like 80-20, I feel like, especially if you hit an ace and the preflop raiser's betting, that you almost have to play it like a set. Like if the board comes out like ace deuce deuce and you think the preflop raiser has it, you got to start piling money in. Like you have a deuce or whatever it is, like ace 9 deuce. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like you actually have to play it hard and win a big pot with it if you flat.
Yeah.
So
I just feel like, especially the above average players in this game, they kind of fold towards aggression, kind of. And
pre-flop?
If they can't, for example, if they can't put you on ace king and this guy has king queen, he's willing to essentially extract maximum value.
Right.
So and if I 3-bet with ace king, like what's my best scenario? Like PF queens and we shove it all in and we flip. I mean, like very few people showing in the situation with ace queen or anything like that.
Okay, so you call in the big blind, pretty tight call, and your heads up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and the flop is king of clubs, 8 of clubs, and 7 of hearts.
King 8-7 with 2 clubs and a heart. You have ace king. You don't have a club in your hand, or what?
I don't have the club.
Okay, I'm gonna put it as ace king
Yeah,
or
my
ace of
suits are.
spades, ace of spades, king of diamonds, or something like that.
Yeah, my suits are irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay, so I check,
Hmm.
and the villain bets 65. Um, this this is kind of big, but kind of normal as well.
Yeah.
So I don't really put him on anything with this call as a standard. I mean, so I call.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, it's funny you say that because I just said like if you're gonna be flatting like sort of very small partials with ace king, when you hit a hand that especially on a draw heavy board, like if you
mm.
transported me into your particular position and I said, "Oh, I flatted ace king here in the blind," what more do I ask for by raising here? Now, obviously,
I
the ranges are not as defined. Like he can have like 7-8, right? He might have like
yeah.
a king 8 suited type of thing, but seems to me that he's betting rather large as a draw heavy board and you can get called down. Now on the flip side to that too is that he might continue to barrel off, but his sizing
Well,
is kind of large on the flop.
yeah. I
And there's
or
obviously a
like
lot of
the way I see it,
like turn
like
cards that basically
honestly,
change
like
things.
the, honestly, I kind of see large sizing almost as being weakness. Like this guy just want me to fold, just stop right there, right now. I don't really put a 65 bet as him having a king or something like that.
So
So
you think that he's just more bluffy here because he's betting larger?
yeah, just standard C bet. I've seen this guy standard C bet just complete, just letting
Okay.
me because I just flat, just fold. He just want
Right.
to fold kind of
No,
right.
I mean, so are
And
you? Does that mean that that like if you flopped a set of eights or sevens, you would just call here too?
I think so too because I think his range is really wide.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're with your logic, the answer should definitely be yes, or something's
Yeah,
amiss,
yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah,
so you
exactly.
make
Well, I
this
mean, I mean, like I because me having a king, it makes it less likely he has a
right,
king. So
right.
maybe with a set, I'll raise, right?
Hmm.
So,
Okay,
but okay. So the turn is the jack of spades. I check again, and he bets 140. So just with my understanding, like when he bets 140, I kind of put him on something, and most likely top pair. And because he's opening just from that position, I put him on really just king 10, king queen, king 9, any of those hands.
so he's betting
I
140 into a $200 pot, right? I'm just doing the math out, right? Like
Yeah,
200. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So king of clubs, eight of clubs, seven of hearts, jack of spades. Well, this is part of the issue why I wanted to raise on the flop. I mean, I understand what you're saying because the board is so dynamic that
Yeah.
we start to lose like now your hand has to be just a call. Like you can't like if you check raise now, the obvious straight draw that's come in here is like 9-10 here. I mean,
Yeah,
you'd have to
I'm
be out to
over-repping my hand. Yeah,
yeah, you'd have to be out to
yeah,
left
exactly.
field to be able to like get a call from a. I mean, I guess it's possible you could get a call from a king, but I mean, I would if I had played it like this now, I'm probably just gonna go down into sort of into check call mode here. So did you call?
I actually check raise to 350.
So hero check raises to 350. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm trying to like if the turn was like a deuce, like an offsuit deuce, and you just check call the flop, and you're like, oh, I think he's. But I mean, what has changed here between the flop and the turn, where he was betting large, and you thought he was really bluff heavy, right on the flop, so you just called. So now that he bets again on the turn, do you think he's bluff heavy still? What has changed in your mind when he's bet again here on the turn?
No, I think I do not think that he's bluff happy at all. Literally, on the flop, the reason I just called because I literally think that this is just absolutely nothing. And
Right.
on the turn, I put him on at least top pair or some kind of combo draw or flush draw or something. The bare minimum is at least top pair.
So you think he's going to have a right? Okay, so let's take a look at his value range, right? Like you have ace king, so you block a fair amount of the ace kings. You're behind to king jack, so king queen and king 10. If he's betting king 10 or king queen on the turn, are those so you're targeting king queen and king 10 like specifically?
Yeah, I mean, like if I have king queen from his position, I don't think I'll fold to this like minish. Like it's only, what is it, like 190 more, king 10.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know. It seems kind of dicey to me. It seems like it's a little bit too thin. I mean, the sizing.
Yeah,
I mean, the sizing. I mean, you didn't make it like
and
600, but
yeah, and let's say he has jack 10 with like, and there's a lot of draws here too, right?
yeah. But is he
Queen 10
betting? But
there.
is he betting jack 10 though on the turn for 140 when he runs into a jack? You know what I mean? And it's
Maybe
like,
not, but sure, sure. Maybe like, well, I mean, like he could put me on an 8 or a 7, right?
by you check
On the
raising the
flop.
turn to 350.
No, no, no. Well, no, I'm saying when he bets the 140. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, you're
Like,
saying he's
I mean,
double
like,
barrel. He's using the jack as a double barrel, but again, he's not going to call you if
sure.
he's bluffing. So you check raise to 350, and then what does he do?
Well, he took a long time, like really surprised because my line kind of doesn't make any sense. Like
Well, you could
what
have
can I have
9-10,
here?
right? Why can't you have nine
Yeah,
ten
that is one thing. Yeah, he took a long time
or
trying to
king
stare me
jack?
down, and he eventually calls, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the way he called, it seems like he was kind of paying. I mean, I don't believe he's a rec player. I don't think he's acting or anything. So I directly just targeted like a top pair, sort of like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, so
By the way, I
because
don't know
like
if a
obviously I
rec
can't.
player. I don't know if a rec player's been 140 with king queen king 10 on the turn, but maybe. All right, so the pot's 900 here. You check raise at 350. He calls. The pot's 900.
Yep.
Okay.
The river is an offsuit 8,
Okay. I'm gonna put it down as
and
8 of diamonds. So it's king of
yep,
clubs, 8 of clubs, 7 of hearts, jack of spades, 8 of diamonds. You check raise turn, and now the river
yep,
is an 8, an offsuit 8. Okay.
yeah, and I'm trying to target essentially exactly like king queen, king 10, right?
Uh huh.
King 9.
Uh huh.
So I lead out with 510. I essentially polarize myself. I
Five
mean, like most
ten.
likely I don't
Wow.
510. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would size down, but I mean,
Literally, like, I mean, like, I'm following your advice. Literally, I'm playing ace king like a set here. So I mean,
yeah. But this is different.
it's
But like
essentially,
playing ace king like a set is good to do like on a board of like king deuce deuce, not when like the nuts continue to
yeah,
change. You know what I'm saying? Like in a way. All right, so you bet
yeah.
five. I mean, honestly, I'd probably bet like 300 here. All right, so you bet 510. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I also bought bet 510 because I feel like, again, I have this kind of fluffy image, and I'm losing, and I'm the biggest loser at the table, and
So
I've been caught
what's
in
your
a
name?
big bluff.
What's your name?
Mike, Mike.
Mike, go back to the board on the turn. We'll take a look at it here if we use this for YouTube and for the callers there, or for the people that are watching this in a live chat live. So the board is king of clubs, 8 of clubs, 7 of hearts, jack of spades, right? Okay.
Yep.
What hand are you bluffing with on the turn that follows up with this river bet? I just want to, if you're in, let's pretend that you're your own opponent.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
What bluffs do you have here?
Maybe queen 10, jack 10.
Queen
Maybe like
10 of clubs? Because you're not
sure,
just going to
or
call with
just
queen
queen.
10 offsuit, right? On the flop. On king 8-7.
Well, maybe I have backdoor flush draw. Maybe like queen 10 of hearts. Because
Okay.
like literally on the flop, I don't put him on a king at all. If I put him on a king, I would have raised him on the flop. So
Okay. Some people in the live chat are saying hands like 9-9, 10-10 that block straights. ace 10 of clubs, which would be the nut flush draw that would turn a double gutter or something like that. I just feel like this is very, very a spot that's going to be very underbluffed from your perspective. I'm not talking about you personally, but just at this level from your perspective as a check raise on turn, especially to that sizing too, like your little dink and dunk on the turn, which is like tiny.
Like my dink and dunk, from my experience, these games really represent like not ace king, but represent some kind of like draw. Kind of like a stop bet.
When a guy bets 140, you're telling me that the people check raise the turn to 350 with the draw if they want full equity from up front?
Not necessarily full equity, but maybe to set up like some kind of river play, because 140, if this guy has, I guess you're kind of right. Maybe my logic is not very sound in that situation.
Well, all right. So you bet So you bet 510. Okay.
Yeah. And this guy didn't take that long. Like he definitely didn't take as long as the turn.
Yeah.
And he shoved for all in. So he had I covered him. So I guess he had around maybe 1650, 1700 left. So
I mean, Mike,
maybe a shove.
I don't know. So the dude shoves, right? So the button was the cutoff shoves. I don't know if you're going to tell me that you hero called and he showed down a bluff, but all I can tell you is that you check raise the turn against a pot size bet and almost a pot size turn bet, and you bet pretty large for this game on the river, right? 65 call.
Yes, I did.
140 to 350, dink and dunk check raise, and now you bet 510 and he shoves. Yeah, like I'm going to fold here all day long without a question. Now, if you're going to tell me that you called because you block pocket kings and, it looks to me like he's got jacks, or 4/8 or something, I don't know what you did, but.
Do you take into consider like kind of libraries? Because his shove on the river, because I don't think he shoves with the nut straight here, right? Like that's the only, like if he has the value from the turn. So I'm interpreting this purely as a full house or nothing.
That could be for sure.
Right. If I'm in his situation and let's say he has a straight that somehow doesn't show up the turn, I'm just going to call this 510 because my 510 is polarized already.
So, but the problem here, the thing is that if has any clue what's going on here, here's where your logic. If he has any clue what's going on here, because 9-10 comes in on the turn, any type of two pair or set on the turn should only call. So if he has a set of kings, a set of jacks, a set of eights, a set of sevens, or 7-8, right? Because you just flatted. He's not supposed to put in the 3-bet on the turn. So he can have every single full house here, and it makes sense, right? Yeah, there's only one combo of pocket kings, right? There are 2 combos of 8-7 suited, so that's 3. Another 3 combos of pocket jacks, that's 6. Another 3 combos of pocket 7s, that's 9. Another 1 combo of pocket 8s, that's 10. I think that you might be, yes, I tend to agree with what you're saying is that you're right. Like 9-10 should only call here if it didn't raise on the turn. But all sets should just call on the turn, right? And now probably raise all in at the end. So what ended up happening?
Well, I mean, how much do you give credit to like kind of libraries on a turn? Like just my reading of him does not appear like he was thinking whether to shove over me, on whether he was trying to look at. It's just complete puzzlement on his face, kind of. Like it wasn't him trying to think of. But again, like he's trying to read my bet as, because I'm representing the straight there. But I mean,
if you want to say that like he could have like 9-7 of clubs here or something like that he just piles because he knows he's no good and He's got a 7, so he blocks like some of the full houses, I guess. I mean, you're betting 500 into 900. It looks like he's got like 1,000. Let's see here. So you're betting 5 into 9, and he's got another. So he's got 1,100 total. So you're betting 5 into 9. That's 14, and he's shoving for 1650. So it's the pot's
1650, 1700. Yeah.
So pot's like 3,000, 3,100, like 1,100 to call. Is that what it is? Like you're getting 3 to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is a very underbluff spot, but it looks like you're actually getting a little bit better pot odds than I thought, like off the top.
I've been kind of stationary in this big game because and I agree with you in terms of river, these types of things. I've rarely seen a bluff, but I did call in the situation, and Villain was bluffing with 7 of clubs and 6 of clubs.
Oh, I called it. I didn't know the.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, I'm spot on here today. So 7 of some other people said like ace jack of clubs. So it would be a hand that has a pair in it that was basically a club draw, which is going to be 7x clubs or jack x of clubs. And he's a rec player, huh? To do that?
Yeah. I guess just one little quick question, because I'm a really big winner in our just 2-3-5 game. I'm like over 10 big blinds winner in over like 200 hours. So I've been trying to get just try to play this bigger game, and I've been questioning like whether if it's even worth it to play, because this type of like, even if the situation you said that my call is good or not, even if it's marginal at best, right? It just increases my variance. Over the long run, it's probably like a negative EV type of call. But I'm just questioning whether if I should even play in the 5-10 game when players are willing to pull this kind of shit off. In 2-3-5.
Well, it depends on Well, it depends on what you think your higher expected win rate is going to be. I mean, back in the early 2000s and the late 2000s. Well, actually, it was probably more recent to that when all the Euro influx came in. When I was playing at Commerce 510, which was a $1,500 cap, I mean, I know I had like the biggest win rate between like 2009 to like 2011. Like it was like $125 an hour. I'm assuming it's nowhere near. You can not win anywhere near what that is, but I had like 3,000 hours. And when I would go up and play 1020, it was a huge difference. And I was like I might be able to win like maybe like 140 an hour at that time at 1020, and I was winning 125 an hour at 510. And I have this data set where I didn't like ever go on more than what was my biggest downswing, like 8K at like 510. This was over like 3,000 hours, maybe 10K. But when I started like dabbling in 1020, it would just be a constant like swings of 20, 30,000. And I was like, is this really worth it? And my issue was that I had trouble putting in volume if I went on downswings. And so for me at that time, when I was basically playing full time, I actually thought I could win more money playing 510 because I would get more volume in. And it was better than for my lifestyle and just overall mental health. But that's a decision that you have to make on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't tell you that.
I've looked at my graph for 2-3-5. It literally looks like, I'm kind of like Mike Postel kind of, just it's like a constant, a straight arrow upwards without much variance downwards. But it's kind of like these situations in 510 where even if this is a plus EV situation, the like $4,000 pot right here just messes up your variance completely, whereas none of this type of variance exists in the 2-3-5 game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're necessarily using the term variance correctly mathematically, but I think everybody understands what you're talking about. But I appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.